Today these are the two topics, mumps and measles. You must be able to understand how to write the next, whatever the disease I am going to discuss with you for next 15-20 lectures. The left hand side points are same for each and every disease. You just change the name and fill in the gaps, topic is over. This is the simplest way of writing in the examination and understanding the disease. Today I will discuss two diseases, mumps and measles. Last lecture I discussed the details about the tuberculosis. You can put that tuberculosis also in the same points. Now coming to the mumps. In the introduction, first I will discuss mumps, then the measles. Mumps, in the introductory point are the history of the mumps. This disease is known to us from many years. And it is also known that this disease is more common between the age of 5 to 15 years. This disease is caused by a virus called as myxovirus parotiditis. Parotiditis. Why it is called a parotiditis? Mumps, in mumps, the involvement of parotid gland is there. Gall-free. Involvement of parotid gland is there. So, how to describe mumps? Mumps is a viral disease caused by myxovirus parotiditis. There may be an involvement of single or both the parotid gland. Described as it is a non-suppurative enlargement of parotid gland. Parotid gland increases in size, enlargement. It becomes tender, associated with high-grade temperature. Rarely you may get the involvement of sublingual and submandibular glands. Mainly, this disease, in this disease, this virus attacks mainly the glandular structure of the body. But number one gland which is attacked by this virus is parotid gland, then submandibular, sublingual, sometimes brain. Always it affects the pancreas, it affects the ovaries, testes, glandular structure. So these virus attack this. Depending upon the involvement of the gland, complications are seen. Depending upon the involvement of the gland, complications are seen. So, how to describe? Mumps is a non-suppurative inflammation or the enlargement of a single or both parotid glands, which may present as the high-grade temperature. Baby may complain the ear, pain in the ear, because gland is nearby. Pain in the ear, difficulty in opening the mouth. So these are the clinical features, few clinical features. Then comes what are the epidemiological triad? Triad means three things, which includes agent, host, environment. This I have discussed in detail. So agent is myxovirus parotiditis. Is the disease agent. Then, what is the source of infection? Source of infection is this secretions of oropharyngeal, or mainly the oropharyngeal secretions, nasal secretions. They contain this virus. So, virus can be detected in saliva, in Stensel's duct. Stensel's duct is duct, parotid gland. This Stensel's duct starts from the parotid gland and opens into the mouth in front of the opens into the mouth, because there is a saliva is secreted. So in saliva, virus can be detected in saliva, can be detected in serum, can be detected in oropharyngeal secretions, can be detected in CSF and semen. So, and even the this what we call as lacrimal gland. So these part of the body, glands, this virus can be detected and isolated. So what is the material of infection? Nasopharyngeal secretion is the material, and the saliva mainly. Then what is the period of communicability? The period of communicability is 2 to 3 weeks, or a week before the inflammation and 1 week after the inflammation. So 2 to 3 weeks is the period of communicability of this virus. Next is host. Host is the human being. So age group, age in which this periodontitis or the mumps infection occurs is between 5 to 15 years, more common, but rarely seen before the age of 6 months, because up to the 6 months the maternal antibodies are circulated into the baby's circulation. These are the antibodies which fights against this virus. So rarely seen before the age of 6 months, but can be seen after the age of 15 years, rarely. But commonest age group is between 5 to 15 years. This is the age. Sex, in both the sexes it is equally seen. Both the sexes it is equally seen. So what is the season? During winter and the spring season, these mumps are more commonly seen. Mumps infection, because this is a viral infection. Winter and the spring season. Now coming to the environmental factor. More humidity, more coldness, low temperature are the favoring factors for for these viruses and attack of the viruses on the parotid gland. Now coming to the clinical features. Clinical features are high grade temperature, earache, then the difficulty in opening the mouth, enlargement of the parotid glands are seen. Sometimes there is abdominal pain because this may affect the pancreas. There is a pain in the lower abdomen, ovaries, pain in the scrotum, it affects the testes. Sometimes severe headache, encephalitis is seen. So these are all the glandular parts of the body are attacked by this virus, because this virus has got more affection, more love, more affinity to these glandular structure in the body. Now coming to so these are the clinical features. Depending upon the part or the structure or the gland this virus affects, complications are seen. Suppose this affects parotid gland, means nearby it may infect the middle ear, so earache. It may also, as this joint, temporomandibular joint, this baby is having the difficulty in opening the mouth. Pain during mastication, pain during mastication, so difficulty in the mastication. So ear pain, difficulty in mastication, then inflammation of the Stenson's duct. So these are the complications related to the parotid gland. If it affects the brain, encephalitis. If it affects the pancreas, it destroys the islets of Langerhans in the pancreas. The function of islets of Langerhans is it secretes the insulin and glucagon. So it destroys the islets of Langerhans. Means what? There is no production of insulin. No production of insulin means blood sugar will rise. Person will develop the diabetes. So viral infection, even COVID causes the same. So post-COVID, in many patients the diabetes is detected. Next is, if there is a pain into the lower abdomen and the female, ovaritis or oophorytis, pain in the testes, testicular infection. So These are the complications which are commonly seen in the patient of mumps. So chronic infection of ovary, chronic infection of testes, patient clinically may present with sterility. So if the patient comes to your OPD complaining of I am married 5 years, 6 years back and no baby, ask whether they have suffered with the mumps or not. This is one of the reasons of the infertility. Now how to prevent this? So prevention is very simple. MMR, measles, mumps, rubella combined vaccines are available. MMR, this vaccine takes care of mumps, measles and rubella. These three combination of vaccine in a single dose 0.5 ml MMR vaccine is given subcutaneously, which takes control of all these complications and given at 9 months. जो बच्चे होते हैं given between 9 or maximum 18 months, but best way to give at 9 months of the age subcutaneously. So this is all about the mumps. You will either get the short note on mumps, or if not on mumps, you will get the short note on measles. ये दोनों में से एक पक्का होता है. Now the measles, same, fill in the gaps. Introduction and the history. What happens in measles is characterized by two things: high grade temperature and appearance of rash all over the body. And this is a typical rash. Rash first starts from the behind the ear and then spreads. I will discuss this afterwards. So you can diagnose this case of measles, history of high grade temperature and rash over the body. Search the rash, examine the rash, and if the mother give the history that rash first appeared and then spread all over the body, think of the mumps. Next is the history. Abu Bakr is the scientist who first time invented this. See, one more thing remained is the SAR means secondary attack rate of mumps is 86%. What is SAR? If the primary case is there, if infection from primary case occurs to another patient, that second case is called as secondary case. So secondary attack rate SAR is 86% in measles. So best way in mumps, best way to isolate the baby. Isolate this patient for 2 to 3 weeks. So secondary attack rate can be reduced. Isolation. Similarly, SAR of measles is 80%. So now coming to the history, Abu Bakr, who noticed this patient, the death because of measles in world is 2.5 million per year. But in India, it is little bit more. 3%, 3 million deaths of these babies dies because of measles. Next is what is mean by epidemiological trial? Means agent. Here agent is the paramyxovirus, or here comes the parotiditis virus. Here only the paramyxovirus, which attacks the body, and typical what is called as rash in skin. So this virus can infect the other person. So and this virus can be isolated from the nasopharyngeal secretion. So there may be the direct contact, direct transmission of the disease, or this indirectly nasopharyngeal secretions, baby may cough and other baby may get the infection. So direct or droplet infection is seen in this. Next is the agent is the, then what is the period of communicability? 1 week, 4 to 5 days before the appearance of the rash, and 4 to 5 days after the appearance of the rash is the period of communicability. Means during this period you have to isolate the baby just to avoid the SAR of 80. Next is the host. Host age. Measles is more commonly seen after the age of 3 years. So between 3 to 10 years, measles is more commonly seen. Measles never seen before the age of 6 months because maternal antibodies are circulating into the blood circulation and which provide the security, which provides the immunity for the infection. Even if the infection occurs, foreign material means antigen, virus enters, already there are antibody from the mother. So measles never seen after the age of before the age of 6 months. Again remember, once infection with mumps or the measles means there is a lifelong cover. Second time there is a very minimal chance of getting the second time infection because of measles or the mumps. So lifelong immunity is achieved once the infection of measles or mumps occurs. So age I told you, sex equally seen in both the sexes. Then environmental factor again during winter and the spring season. Then how to diagnose this measles? Only two to three basic criteria are there. High grade temperature, number 1, typical rash, number 2, and appearance of Koplik spot in the oral cavity. What is that? I will tell you. So, in clinical features of measles, 3 stages are there. Prodromal stage, eruptive phase, and post-eruptive phase. Prodromal phase means patient gets high grade temperature. High grade temperature followed with difficulty in again opening the mouth because this measles affects the mucosal infection, laryngopharyngeal mucosal infection, difficulty in opening the mouth. Patient are having the high grade temperature, there is a lacrimation is seen, lot of watering from the eyes, lacrimation. Baby is unable to see the sun ray, that is called as photophobia. Photophobia. So photophobia, lacrimation, pain in the ear, high grade temperature are the malaise are the prodromal signs. Now second is the eruptive phase. In eruptive phase, what happens is there is the appearance of rash on the body. Rash is very typical rash. Rash is first time seen. First rash occurs behind the ear. Rash occurs seen behind the ear. Then this rash is seen on the face. Then neck. Then the upper extremity, here, thorax, abdomen, upper extremity, lower extremity. This is the sequence of the rash which is seen on the body. This rash is dusky colored rash, pinkish rash. That's why this measles is also called as rubeola. Rubeola means red. Red rash is seen. And at the same time, you can see the spot in front of the first and the second molar teeth. That spot is called as Koplik spot. Koplik spot. These Koplik spots are described as these are the minute, discrete, bluish colored on the pink base. Pinhead size. That's it. Pinhead size rash. Bluish colored, base is pink. Many rashes are seen in front of the first and the second molar tooth where the Stenson duct opens. Stenson duct from the carotid gland opens. So this is called as Koplik spot. How to diagnose? High grade temperature, prodromal phase, typical rash and appearance of the Koplik spot is the diagnostic criteria of measles. Diagnostic criteria of measles. So prodromal phase, second is the eruptive phase. Now third is the post-eruptive phase. In post-eruptive phase, rash disappears the way it has appeared. Behind the ear, face, thorax, neck, upper extremity, thorax, abdomen, upper extremity, lower extremity. As the rash appears, it similarly disappears in the same way. But remember, what is the period of infectivity is 4 to 5 days before the appearance of the rash and 4 to 5 days after appearance of the rash is the period of infectivity. This is asked in the Viva sheet, asked in the MCQ. Next is, once